You robbed somebody. You got an AR-15 in your vehicle. You could go to prison for 8 to 12 years on this case. What's going on with you? Were you able to test?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know why not?
But by the time I was sitting out there, they told me, because come down straight to court. And you guys
Okay,
were
so
waiting.
you just got there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was sitting there waiting, actually.
I just need to know, are you under the influence of any, are we on the, yeah, we're on the record. Are you under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
No.
Okay. You got a clear head. You seem to have. I'm just trying to make a record here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Washington, do you see any reason why we should not proceed with sentencing?
We're prepared to move forward, Judge.
Okay. Is there a statement from the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me just say, this is case 25CR42830, State of Ohio versus Montreal Parks. Mr. Parks is represented by David Washington. The state is represented by Brian Goodyear. Okay, now I'm sorry, Mr. Goodyear, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I would say that, obviously the minimum possible sentence in this case is 3 years because it's a felony of the second-degree robbery and a 1-year firearm specification. So the question is whether the minimum sentence is appropriate or, and I should say, Judge, be 3 to 4 years because it's an indefinite term. So 3 to 4 years is the minimum. Is that sufficient in this case, or is a more significant sentence sufficient? The defendant has virtually no prior criminal history. I think he had like some license charges or like his license plate charges somewhere in another state or something. But the concern, Your Honor, I would point out to the court about what's happened since his sentencing. I mentioned off the record that I'd received a copy of an email regarding some issue with his monitor, which apparently was addressed. But that email also indicates, and I'll just read this. It says, Mr. Parks has been non-compliant since changing his plea on 4/20/26 to guilty. He has failed to call the drug testing line, missed 2 drug tests, has been informed by Officer Simendinger multiple times to make payments towards monitor fees. They recommend the bond revocation at the time in addition to the monitor. So even though the monitor issue apparently got worked out, since the time he entered a guilty plea, knowing that he's going to be facing this court for sentencing, he has not shown the ability to follow the rules. And so I just would point that out as something I think the court should take into account and make that determination. No question, someone that walks in the door, accepts responsibility, pleads guilty, and doesn't have a significant history should be receiving a sentence on the lower end of the spectrum. I'm just not sure a minimum sentence is appropriate for someone who has behaved in that fashion since the time he entered a plea.
All right, thank you. Mr. Washington?
Judge Montreal is 21 years old. This is a situation, this is all new to him. He's never been in trouble before. He understands that he has a prison sentence that he has to serve as well. We'd ask the court, based upon his lack of record, his youth, the fact that in this particular instance, I don't know if the court recalls the specific facts, but there was a gun that was between a couple of seats in his car. It was never pulled out, pointed at, fired, or anything like that. It was in between his seats.
Well, it was an AR-15, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
But it was never drawn or pointed at anyone or anything like that. So it's one of these situations where we're going to ask for a minimum sentence. I think that is appropriate. It's a prison sentence. He's got some mandatory time. I understand some of the things that happened during the time he's out on bond. He didn't commit any new offenses. He didn't go out past curfew. He didn't, obviously, he didn't call in for all the drug tests. But up until now and throughout this process, he's always been reliable. Whatever situation that happened with the EMU unit got resolved and the court allowed him to stay out, so it couldn't have been that significant. So we're going to ask the court to impose a minimum sentence at this time.
It could be that significant. I just gave him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
And we appreciate that as well.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Parks, is there anything you want to say, sir?
Yes, about that. I don't take it as being not compliant. My phone was off for the moment, so I wasn't able to call. And when I was trying to call, I couldn't figure out the same number. And the paper I had that you guys gave me, it was just a lot to go through it. Then I just couldn't.
Okay, I'm more interested in why you have an AR-15 in your car.
Okay, honestly, it's no specific reason. I wasn't looking to hurt.
Well, I can tell you those things hurt people.
Yes, sir. I know that 100%.
They're a serious weapon, generally drive-by shooting type
Yes,
weapons, things like that.
Yes, sir. I understand to the fullest thing exactly what I had, but the way when I had it wasn't my purpose of having the gun or getting the gun was nothing to the extent I wasn't trying to do it. My purpose was not trying to harm anybody with that gun. I was not doing that. While I had it in the car, it was just more of I guess a safety reason to me, but it wasn't no harm reason. I never intended that way, even though the victim did see it, but I never intended that. I never wanted that to happen. That was nothing. Nothing I wanted to go that way. So I didn't intend for no harm, no physical harm for him to be scared or anything like that. It was just the fact I had the wrong gun and the wrong gun in my car and at the wrong time, and it was nowhere to. I feel like honestly, Your Honor, I feel like it was no way for him not to see it unless it was not in my car. It just should not have been in my car. So that's why I went wrong there from the beginning.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say?
Yes, and I truly apologize, and I take full responsibilities.
Okay. Why did you rob the guy?
Honestly, I just made a bad choice. I really
I know
honestly.
your attorney just told you, you just made a bad choice.
Yes,
Because
yes.
it maybe sounds like a good thing to say.
Yes.
I'm asking you, is this your father with you?
That's my grandfather.
Grandfather and mother.
My
Okay.
grandfather, mother, and
You got family support here for you. You've never really had any significant legal problems. You robbed somebody. You got an AR-15 in your vehicle. You could go to prison for 8 to 12 years on this case.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you?
Right now, like I was saying, Your Honor, I just made a mistake. Nothing is truly going on. I made a bad mistake in that moment. I realized that with me just being on house arrest and being able to think, and with me going through this specific moment, I made a bad mistake. I wasn't thinking, but it wasn't nothing. I don't have no history. It's not. It was just. I don't know how to really. It was just a mistake, Your Honor.
It's hard to explain. You were thinking because you arranged for this. This was a Facebook transaction, right? Yeah. So you were thinking. You go there, you have an AR-15 in your vehicle, and you rob the guy of earphones. And I'm sure your family's saying, how stupid is that? But also, how dangerous is that? Now you've got this felony on your record, and it's going to be there. It's not going to cripple you for life, but it's going to hamper you, and you're going to regret this for a long, long time.
I really do, Your Honor.
But I just hope you take advantage of the opportunities when you get out, that your sentence in this case is, there's a firearm specification of 1 year, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have to serve a year before you start your sentence. Your sentence is 2 to 3 years. So a total sentence is 3 to 4 years in the case. I want to explain what I mean when I say 3 to 4 years. First of all, you get credit for 14 days.
Keith, right? 14. You get credit for 14 days on the sentence. Sometimes you're locked up.
You've already served 14 days, right?
I thought it was way longer than that, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I thought it was way longer, about a month from.
How long has he been in jail? Do you know?
I've been in jail when I first.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Your Honor, the dates that I have is July 10th of 2025 to July 23rd of 2025.
That's 14 days. Are you saying you were in there longer?
Yes, I was in jail since June.
Okay, maybe you were somewhere else?
Oh, okay. So, yes, well, okay. I understand what you're saying now.
Were you in jail
Warren
on-
County, in Warren County Jail, yes, I was here for 2 weeks, so I apologize for that.
Were you in jail on this charge somewhere else?
Yes.
Okay, you can get credit for that if we can verify that.
Okay, yeah.
Hamilton County?
Yeah. You see, they talk about that. When he got arrested in Hamilton County, how long was he down there?
Hamilton. I was in
I
Hamilton
can
County,
figure
Warren
out the
County,
dates.
and Bullock County, and Middletown Jail.
Yeah, his arrest initially on this, he was arrested a period of time after the offense by Springfield Township. So initially, and they served the warrant for the SAG
Yeah.
robbery at the time he was arrested. I don't know anything about Butler County. That shouldn't have anything to do with it.
Butler County doesn't have anything to do with this. I don't know why you were in Butler County Jail.
I was in Butler County.
Oh, they thought because it came out of Middletown that it was a Butler County case and it was a Warren County case. So that's
Okay.
why he went there. He could have been in Butler County for more than a day or so, right?
Okay, here's
I was
what-
there.
I think it was 2 days, but I couldn't talk to him, so it was like a week.
Yeah, about a week.
That he was in Butler County?
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out how much time he's been in jail since he was arrested. And it appears it's somewhere around 30 days. Does that sound right?
I would have to get the dates, Your Honor. I'm not sure
Okay.
which jails he was in or.
Okay, we're going to figure that out. But your total, you'll get credit for the time you were in jail.
Okay.
The total sentence, though, is 3 to 4 years. Now, let me explain what that means. It's rebuttably presumed that you will be released from service of your sentence of 3 years or your presumptive earned release date, whichever is earlier. The Department of Corrections may rebut the presumption if at a hearing the department makes specific determinations regarding your conduct while you're confined, your rehabilitation, your threat to society, your restrictive housing, if any, while confined, and your security classification. If the department makes the determination and rebuts the presumption, the department may maintain your incarceration after the expiration of that 3-year term or the presumptive earned early release date for a length of time the department determines to be reasonable, subject to the limitation that requires release at the end of the 4-year term. The department may make these determinations and maintain your incarceration more than one time, subject to the limitation that requires your release no later than the end of the 4 years. What that means is, if you've served, after you've served your 3 years, could hold a hearing, and they could hold you for an additional year. For example, if you're fighting, if you're found with contraband, things like that. It's based on your conduct.
Yes, sir.
But the Department of Corrections makes that determination. The whole purpose of this is to encourage people to basically comply with the rules while they're in prison and not fight and things like that,
Yes, sir.
or worse. Regardless of that, though, if you've not been released by the end of the 4-year term, then you have to be released at that time. This carries post-release control, which is supervision by the Adult Parole Authority. Post-release control is for 3 years or 5, Mr. Goodyear.
Judge, in this case, PRC is up to 3 years, but not less than 18 months.
Okay, so after you're released, the Adult Parole Authority will supervise you for a period of up to 3 years, but no less than 18 months. If you violate the rules of supervision, even if you serve the entire 4 years, the Adult Parole Authority can send you back to prison for 9 months per violation, up to a total of 1/2 your stated sentence. If you are convicted of a new felony during that period of supervision, the court that has the new felony case can revoke post-release control and impose whatever time remains on supervision, or 1 year, whichever is more, for you to serve before you start the sentence on the new felony case. Have you had a chance to talk with your attorney about this?
Yes.
Okay, so do you have any questions about post-release control?
Yes, sir.
Do you have, okay. Is there anything I've not covered? I'm waiving fines and costs. Anything I've not covered, Mr. Goodyear?
No, Your Honor.
And I want the record to reflect, I know the state always notifies the victim of these hearings, but I want the record to reflect that's Correct. Very
Yes, the victim was notified and is not present and did not submit a victim impact statement.
good. Okay. No restitution?
Correct.
Okay. Is there anything I have not covered from the state's perspective?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Washington, is there
No,
anything
Judge, thank
I've
you.
not covered? Mr. Parks, do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. You have a right to appeal this sentence. You have 30 days from today to file a notice of appeal. If you cannot afford an attorney will be appointed to represent you. Any document you need will be provided at no cost. All right, that's all. Mr. Knippen.